Did you know that setting boundaries in relationships can actually increase trust and respect between partners, leading to a healthier and more fulfilling connection? Yes, you heard it right. Let's dive into this a bit more. When we talk about boundaries, what exactly are we referring to? Well, in the simplest terms, boundaries are the guidelines, rules, or limits that a person creates to identify reasonable, safe, and permissible ways for other people to behave towards them. They are vital to maintaining respect and understanding in a relationship. You might be thinking, but doesn't setting boundaries mean restricting your partner? Not at all. Boundaries are not about restrictions, but about creating a healthy interaction between partners. They are the invisible lines of respect that we draw around ourselves, indicating what we are comfortable with and what we are not. Think of it this way. Setting boundaries is a lot like drawing up a blueprint for a house. You wouldn't build a house without a plan, right? Similarly, you can't build a healthy, robust relationship without a blueprint, and that blueprint is your boundaries. In a relationship, these boundaries help us express our needs, desires, and limits clearly. They allow us to maintain our individuality and personal space while still being part of a couple. Without them, we risk losing our sense of self and may end up feeling overwhelmed or even violated. Moreover, setting boundaries doesn't mean you're being selfish or unloving. On the contrary, it shows that you value the relationship enough to invest in it. It's about understanding each other's needs and respecting them. So next time you're in a situation where you feel uncomfortable, don't shy away from setting boundaries. Remember, it's not about controlling your partner, but about creating a healthier, more respectful interaction. So, boundaries are more about understanding and respect than restrictions. Interesting, isn't it? Follow along with our time-stamped key moments in the description below. Now that we know what boundaries are, let's dive into some common boundary issues that couples often face. First up, we have personal space. This is an issue that crops up in many relationships. We all need our own space, even when we're in a relationship. It's about having that little corner of the world that's just ours, where we can retreat to when we need to recharge or think. But what happens when that space gets invaded or disrespected? It leads to feelings of resentment and frustration. Now let's talk about time alone. Everyone needs some me time, right? Time alone is crucial for personal growth and self-discovery. But in a relationship, it's not uncommon for one or both partners to feel neglected or rejected when the other needs time alone. The result? Conflict and misunderstanding. Lastly, there's decision-making. In a relationship, decisions should be made together, right? But what happens when one partner dominates the decision-making process? The other partner may feel unheard or unimportant. Over time, this can lead to feelings of resentment and even damage the trust in the relationship. So what's the common thread here? Each of these boundary issues can lead to resentment, frustration, and conflict. But let's not forget, they also have another thing in common. They're all about respect. Respect for personal space, respect for the need for time alone, and respect for each other's voices in decision-making. But here's the thing. These issues are not insurmountable. They're just bumps in the road, and like all bumps, they can be smoothed out. How? By setting and maintaining healthy boundaries. Remember, boundaries are not walls to keep others out. They're guidelines that help us respect each other's needs and wants. They're about understanding and compromise, about balance and respect. Boundary issues can cause significant strain in relationships, but the good news is they are solvable. Okay, so we've talked about common boundary issues. Now, how do we go about setting healthy boundaries? Let's dive right in. First and foremost, open communication is key. It's important to articulate clearly what you're comfortable with and what you're not. This isn't about making demands or ultimatums. It's simply about expressing your needs and listening to your partner's needs as well. Remember, it's okay to disagree. It's okay to have different comfort zones. The crucial part is to have the conversation and to listen with empathy. Next, respect for each other's individuality is paramount. In a relationship, it's easy to get lost in the we, forgetting the I and you. But a healthy relationship is composed of two unique individuals with their own interests, passions, and boundaries. So honor your partner's individuality and ask the same in return. And then, there's compromise. While it's crucial to respect individuality, it's equally essential to find a middle ground where both partners feel comfortable and respected. Compromise doesn't mean giving up your needs or values. It means finding a balance, a space where both partners can thrive. Now let's talk about the importance of mutual agreement. Setting boundaries isn't a one-person job. It's a collaborative effort. Both partners need to be on board. This might involve some negotiation, some give and take. But remember, the goal isn't to win. It's to find a solution that respects both partners' boundaries. Lastly, it's important to remember that setting boundaries is an ongoing process. It's not a one-time conversation. As you grow and evolve, your boundaries might change. So keep the lines of communication open. Regularly check in with each other to ensure the boundaries you've set are still working for both of you. Remember, setting boundaries is a two-way street. It requires mutual understanding and agreement. So keep talking, keep respecting, and keep compromising. Because when it comes to relationships, it's the healthy boundaries that pave the way for trust, respect, and a fulfilling connection. Setting boundaries is one thing, but maintaining them requires consistent effort and communication. Now, you may be wondering, how exactly do I maintain these boundaries? Well, it all starts with regular check-ins. These can be as simple as a casual conversation over a cup of coffee, or as in-depth as a scheduled weekly discussion. The goal is to create a space where both you and your partner feel comfortable expressing your feelings and discussing any potential boundary concerns. Here's a useful tip. Respect for boundaries should remain constant, even during disagreements. It's easy to let emotions run high and forget about the boundaries you've set. But remember, these boundaries are there to protect both parties and to foster a healthier relationship. So, even in the heat of the moment, take a step back and remind yourself of the respect and trust that these boundaries represent. Another key point in maintaining boundaries is being open to adjustments. As we grow and evolve, so do our needs and comfort zones. This means that the boundaries you set today may not be the same ones you'll need a year from now. It's okay to adjust your boundaries as needed. Just be sure to communicate these changes openly and honestly with your partner. And finally, let's talk about consistency. Just as a garden requires regular watering and care to thrive, so do your boundaries. Keep the lines of communication open, respect each other's boundaries, and be ready to make adjustments as needed. Consistency is the backbone of maintaining boundaries. Without it, your boundaries may gradually erode, leading to misunderstandings or resentment. Remember, boundaries aren't about controlling your partner or creating a divide between you two. They're about establishing a mutual understanding and respect for each other's needs and feelings. They're about creating a safe space where both of you can thrive and grow together. Boundaries, like any other aspect of a relationship, require consistent effort and understanding. So, be patient with yourself and your partner as you navigate this journey together. After all, the best relationships are built on mutual respect, trust, and a whole lot of love. So, what happens when we successfully set and maintain healthy boundaries? Well, the transformation can be profound. Healthy boundaries act as the pillars that uphold the structure of a relationship, creating a safe space for both individuals to grow and thrive. With boundaries in place, trust blossoms. You know your partner respects your limits, and that fosters a sense of security. You're free to be yourself, without fear of overstepping or being stepped on. Respect, too, is deepened. When your partner understands and honors your boundaries, it's a sign of their regard for you and your well-being. This mutual respect can create a strong bedrock for your relationship. Fulfillment, that elusive goal we all seek, becomes more attainable when boundaries are defined and respected. You and your partner can experience a more balanced and satisfying relationship, one where you both feel heard, understood, and valued. Healthy boundaries can truly transform a relationship, fostering deeper trust, respect, and fulfillment. Well, we've covered a lot today about the power of setting boundaries in relationships. We've seen how common boundary issues can lead to struggles, and how setting healthy boundaries can truly transform a relationship. It's not always easy, but maintaining these boundaries is key to fostering mutual respect and understanding. Remember, boundaries aren't about restrictions or limitations, but about creating a safe space for both partners to thrive. They play a crucial role in a healthier and more fulfilling connection. It's like creating a unique blueprint for your relationship, one that respects and values each person's needs and desires. If any part of today's video resonates with you and you feel you're having difficulties in your relationship, consider seeking professional couples therapy. Therapists can provide valuable tools and insights to help navigate these waters. And don't forget to share your experiences in the comments section. Your stories could be a beacon of hope for others. Remember, setting boundaries is about fostering respect and understanding, not restrictions. Here's to healthier and happier relationships. Like and subscribe to join us on a journey of discovery as we seek to understand the fundamental aspects of human behavior, emotions, cognition, and relationships. Stay curious, and until next time.